The Great One's Future by ParadexTM 9 An old friend. Rimuru Pav I walked trough my Black Castle Empire. Once again I had in city even when I didn't plan it. The city has 3 layers and on top of these is my castle throning over them. After all I am learned that it is better to show them who is your leader. I mean Tempest was successful and it was really great, but something like that won't happen a second time. Okay, then to the 3 layers. The lowest is the place where the farms are. After all we need something to eat, don't we? The second layer is the houses for the city, and the layer under my castle is the layer for the forges, shops, restaurants and the market. As I walked trough the shop district with Minami and Vera who followed me, I was quite surprised how much they did in only a few days. Even the street is as good as Tempest streets. And then it hit me like a lightning strike. I didn't name them. Minami and Vera, please tell everyone to get on the marketplace. Let not a single one behind, only the children, they will stay by Rosie. I said. Yes my queen, we will gather everyone immediately, Vera said, and both disappeared. I then went into my personal room waiting for them to gather everyone. Then something caught my interest. Seal, what happened to Murin, also Mayulan or Mayurin, but I will use Murin. After all Yum will be dead, but I know that she is immortal. After all she has my hearth. You are right, she is indeed immortal and is known as the witch which lives in the swamps near the Farmanas kingdom. She lives alone there, humans only go there once in a decade. She is feared, Seal told me. I smiled as I heard that. After all she will be the only one that knows Tempest in its best time. Then Minami and Vera teleported to me. We have gathered everyone my queen. I looked at them. Well, first let's name them. I stood up and walked to my balcony which was locked above the marketplace. Listen my citizen, first of all we need some rules. First everyone needs to do what the black guards are saying. Of course when you get treated unfairly you can come to the court which will be led by my son, the youngest true dragon. Second, killing in this town or even only fighting with each other is strongly forbidden. Of course when someone attacks us or you can fight back. Third, don't look down on others. I think you all know what that means. After all you were once slaves, but don't worry, you are now citizen of Black Castle. Fourth, it will give enough jobs for you to do. Food, water, clothes and stuff like that will be bought with these gold coins you can earn in these jobs. For example, all jobs in the castle are the most paid ones. You can handle your own shops or work on the plantages or build houses. So don't worry, even the lowest paid job will be enough to live here. That would be enough for now. I made a short pause for them to process the information they got. After that I began again. Now I will give all of you a name as reward for building this city. Don't worry about me, it will be alright. You children can get a name after they turned 16 years old. I said, Seal, please auto-name them. I wouldn't have the patience to think of a name for all of them. Alright dear, auto-naming finished, she said, and everyone fell into an evolution sleep. I turned to Minami and Vera. You guys will recruit 250 of these guys for the black guards. The top 50 of them will be the castle guards, I said, and they nodded. I then looked at the horizon. I will leave for this day. I will let everything in your care. After that I disappeared. Murin, Pav, you want what happened? Well, I lived the short lifespan of a human in a happy life with you. We even had children together. He could have become an immortal. I asked Rimuru to make him an immortal. The one I damaged the most in my past. We all know what happened to Tempest because of me. And he agreed, but Yum refused. He said he would really like to live with me for eternity, but he thought it would be the best for us that he only has a short lifespan of a human. After he died I left my children. After all they were old enough. My son was already the king. I lived the rest of my life as a shut-in in a house in the swamps. It was a beautiful house and I decorated it quite nice, of course also with memories of Yum. I don't know why I am not tired of living Evna after a so long time. First I tried to keep what all my friends did, like that it gives no slaves anymore or humans and monsters would live in peace, but after many generations I noticed it would be only a waste of my time. Then suddenly someone knocked on my door. The last time someone was here. I guess that was 10 years ago, and that human was only here because he was lost. I looked at the door. I am not home. I said I don't want to meet someone. After all today is the day you died many years ago. That's really sad. I wanted to meet you, a voice said. It sounded so much alike with that one voice. Now I even imagine things. No way he is here. Ah, and I forgot to mention, of course I don't accepted Grucius' confession. I know that he really loved me, but at that time only Yum had my love even when he died. But I said I don't to meet someone. Are you dumb? I said, a bit annoyed. Then the door opened from alone. I know that Yum did it on this day long ago, but to turn down an old friend because of that? The voice asked, and I looked at the one who could open my door. After all, I created a few berries that only I or stronger being can open the door. As I saw the blue-haired well-known Rimuru standing there, my eyes widened. RR Rimuru? What? Why, he? I was shocked, didn't know what to say. Well, Rimuru just walked to me, hugged me and caressed my head. Of course he would know today is his death day. I began to cry. I never let out one tear about my beloved husband's death, but no. I couldn't hold it. After hours of crying, he didn't move an inch, only patting my head. After I finally calmed down, I looked at him. I thought all of you were gone. I then said, I see we made you suffer so much. I apologize for that, Murin, he said. I smiled short but then said, stop that, Rimuru. You're a god, don't apologize to someone like me. He laughed short only to look then serious to me. Don't say someone like me, again? Don't I said that once to you? And then I remembered that time. Flashback, Murin, you know what you have to do. Or do you want that I kill that human called Yum? Him, or should I torture him first? Clayman said through his puppet control. Tisk, shut it, Clayman, didn't I already said I will do it, I said. Kuhaha, I hope so for you and him. Then the thought connection between him and me was stopped. What followed was that I activated my special barrier, what will cause many monsters to die today. I know that would happen. I know that their blood will be on my hands. And I did it for him even when I won't be able to live with him. Little I did now that these knights will kill me too, and that Clayman has ordered my own death. After everything happened, I was encountered by Benimaru, and he, the one who should hate me, defended me. He even thought against Benimaru, who was strong enough to kill all of us even in this barrier. As I saw that he now would approach him serious, I shouted, stop that, Yum, don't fight for me. It were my honest feelings. Then something was off. Why are they all so strong? I saw it, they all died a few minutes ago. Why are they living now? Was it just an illusion? No, it was too real for that. After I got watched at Yum's side, I wasn't in a cage, but I knew everyone was looking at me what I was doing. Then suddenly the leader of this country was standing in front of me. So you are the one who casted this barrier? He asked. So you already know at Rimuru Tempest, I said looking down. That's right, I thought about your punishment, but then I realized something. You see, the hero Yum is staying right next to you, and I am a demon lord. Isn't it normal for a demon lord to kill the hero? He asked me. Of course, Rimuru just toyed with me. That was his kind of punishment for what I had done. He wouldn't kill Yum, but I didn't know that at the moment. Stoop, I shouted as he pointed his sword at Yum, and stand in front of the man I love, the man that even defend me in a time as this. When you want to take a life, please take mine, I said determined, and he smiled, killing me. But a few seconds later I opened my eyes again and could feel a hearth in my body. How is that possible? After we talked about what happened and Yum obviously was happy that I am alive, he clung onto me. Well, I didn't care, but then Rimuru said to me in thought communication as he was leaving already. That what you saw, Murin, was what happened in the timeline I am from, he said. But why did you save me then? Someone like me doesn't deserve to live, I said honestly. He didn't turn around and continued his way saying, don't say someone like me. Look at your left, what do you think you are for him? And then the thought communication ended. Flashback end, I forgot. I said honestly and then pat away from his hug and kneeled. Please, Rimuru-sama. Let me serve you. I said determined. I could see that his yellow eyes looked at me. It was a feeling of warmth I only had years ago with Yum. An old friend don't need to kneel to me, Rimuru said, when it is what you want. How about being my secretary? He asked me and I nodded. I would like to ask one question, Rimuru-sama, I said. Of course, go on, Murin. He said, why did you deny my offer after the war with Falmouth? It was something I never understand. It sure wasn't because Yum, like he said at that time, he could have me as a subordinate and let me support Yum. It would even be better this way. Well, I know what Clayman did to his puppets. I only needed one glance at you to see it, so I thought you wouldn't want to serve someone when you just gained your freedom. Also, I sensed that you really love him, he said, and I smiled. You really are a kind one, chaos creator, I said. Don't mock me like that, Murin. He laga, and I stand up. I look forward to be a subordinate of yours, Rimuru-sama. Then he looked around. You really have a nice house, Murin. And I nodded. Indeed. But no, it's the time to say goodbye, I said, and he looked at me smiling. As we head outside, I know why he was smiling. He just consumed my house. I forgot who Rimuru is. The strongest one in the whole megaverse. I will find you a nice place in Black Castle. Even when we build with black stone we have also a few wooden houses. He said, and we then teleported way to a Vulcan. I guess he know that the Vulcan is a dead one. But even when not, I think his barriers could us project even against an Vulcan outbreak. As we arrived he placed my house next to a little river. I really wonder where this water comes from. Then he even made me an onsen out of the warm water from that river. I hope you like it here, and your barrier was really good, he complimented me. Well, I guess even the best barrier couldn't do anything to you, Rimuru-sama. As I said that, he giggled shortly and then oafed to his country, saying that I can begin my work next week. Rimuru Pav, I was happy to see that Murin didn't change much, even more happier that she could let her feeling go. After that we talked a bit and she wanted to be my subordinate. Of course I accepted this time. I don't want her to live alone like that. As I teleported back to my castle, Minami and Vera greeted me. Welcome back, my queen. I smiled and sat down on my throne. Listen, both of you, I have a secretary now. She will be the first person you ask when something is with the town, okay? Only come to me when it's something serious, I said, and both nodded. Then they reported me that everything went fine the time I was away. Everyone got evolved without problems, my queen, Minami said. Then Vera said, Cerberus wanted to talk to you, my queen. I looked at Vera. Then bring her to me, I said, and waited until both of them arrived. My queen, Cerberus said while kneeling. What do you want, Cerberus? I asked her. The other demon lords called on Walpurgis, she said, and I looked interested. And what's the problem? She looked at me. The place we hold it was at this Vulcan normally, but know that my queen's territory is here. I don't know what to do. She said, honest, MHH. Just hold that Walpurgis in my castle in the meeting room. After all, it's good enough, right? I asked her and he nodded. Then let's see what this Walpurgis is about, I thought, and smiled.